Oh, Joey's just pouring us a delicious Taylor's Shiraz red wine.
It's One Giant Leap from Clare Valley in 2017. I'm going to say that bottle is named after you, David. One Giant Leap.
Not a bad drop, really.
All
Joey?
right, so enough of the wine talk.
Have you got something against wine, Adrian?
Yes, I don't like it.
Why is that?
I'm a beer man.
Is it because you nearly killed yourself drinking wine at a young age?
Yes, that's absolutely correct. I hate it. I'll never have it again.
Yeah, we've all been there. That's me with quite a number of things, actually.
Yep.
We've got a really exciting show today. Adrian, what do we got?
What have we got? I don't know. I've been searching you up, Joey.
Adrian doesn't know because he just tries to ad-lib off all the hard work I've already done.
Exactly. So what have you been up to, Joey or Dave?
Oh, well,
No, don't help him, Joe.
No, that's all right. Hey, it's a beautiful, sunny, windless day in Melbourne, and just searching on Facebook, I've seen one of our good friends, Peter Ferguson, caught a beautiful, healthy-looking snapper today from Port Welshpool.
Did he?
Was it a 20-pounder?
It looked like 20-pound, but at Port Welshpool, like the heads of the fish just seem to be gargantuan. I said to him, "Man, that's got to be 20-pound." He's like, "Nah, 7.3." I'm like,
That's a good fish.
Still, I'd be happy just to catch a big-headed snapper.
Yeah, 7.3 is a beauty. It's kind of just your standard Port Welshpool snapper, though.
It was really healthy. But no, good, congrats, Pete. Awesome fish. Good effort.
Stuff, Peter.
Done, mate.
All right, so I've got a couple...
Other fishing reports have you heard today, Dave?
Oh, never mind. I was just about to go on to a different tangent, but we'll stay on that line of questioning. Well, I don't know. Nobody's been fishing, have they, Adrian?
Oh, yeah. I went fishing last night and, caught some banjos and went home.
Thank God I wasn't there. That sounds horrible.
Yeah, it was actually quite windy and choppy, and we took the little tinny out, and Dave hated it, and
well,
it rained on us. We had the umbrella up, and it was no fun.
Yeah, well, Adrian launched his little tinny, and I jumped on after work, and once we got out there, we went to this spot that is normally red hot this time of year, up the north of Western Port, and we've had memories coming up. Well, I've had memories coming up on my Facebook feed all week of really good trips we've done there this time of year. But not this time. We had really good snapper catching conditions, but all we caught was banjo sharks.
Yep. And yeah, that's about it. We had the best bait in the world. We had beautiful fresh squid that I'd caught just beforehand, and the tide was perfect, barely any weed, and just wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Mind you, the water temp last week was about 18.5, and last night we had about 15 degrees.
Yeah,
So
I know.
That's a huge drop in temperature.
Yeah.
As I was driving here, I said to Dave, so your sounder only picks up the surface temperature.
Correct.
Is there a chance that it could be warmer deeper down?
Well, the current moves really fast, Joey, so I assume it just stirs it all up. And
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. There's
not
that
like
much volume of water coming in and out of the system that I'm not sure that there would be that much of a wedge.
I don't think it's like a lake where you dive in and the top layer's really warm, and then when you keep diving down, you get really cold. I don't think it's like that scenario.
Maybe not so much in the night time.
No, not at all. But yeah, so we sucked again and caught nothing.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
We'll just keep it real. That's what happened.
Yep.
And that's, I had another trip over the weekend. Yeah, you know how the weekend, the weather was really good?
Yeah. Yep. Really
So-
good. It was like windy and
I couldn't deal with
Rain.
not having an adventure on the weekend. So
Oh, you did too.
So yeah, I messaged Adrian and Brendan and I said, you know what we could do? We could go fish our rock fishing spot. Well, not our spot, our mate Suraj's spot, and use Brendan's tinny to get to the destination and then fish off the rocks.
yeah.
And Suraj was actually able to join us.
You had
And-
Suraj on the boat.
Wait. You took Brendan's tinny?
Yeah, we took Brendan's
I can
tinny.
just imagine it right now. Everything was just like the boat was washed, the engine was flushed, the rods were polished.
I took a little video, but I don't want to dob him. I don't want to do it to him because I jumped in his boat.
He's proud of that, Dave. He's actually proud that he can just jump in his boat and go fishing. He doesn't care about cleaning it or anything. It's just ready to roll. Apparently.
I can get it up.
There was a friend that asked about how often he services his reels, Dave. I think you said it perfectly.
What did I say? He just doesn't. He just doesn't. He just uses them and then we get another set. They usually last about 3-4 years. Oh, I know what he said. He said he said they sit in the boat and they get
Yes.
the squid juice and salt gets baked on there under the sun's rays, and that's how they get looked after.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, they don't usually last that long. But where was I?
Yeah, so you're rock fishing with Siraj.
You picked up Brendan's boat.
Yeah, the boat was. I jumped in the boat and I took a little video of Adrian. It was manky vomitus.
Yeah.
One word I'd use to describe it, with all the squid juice sitting around in there. In fact, there was some baits on the ground, on the floor of the boat.
What, actual bait, like dried up for
bit of sun-dried squid.
Yep. And as far as I can tell, his last trip before that was like a week before that. So that had all been sitting there that whole time. Anyway, we got the boat out down to the ramp. He goes, "Jump in, Dave. I'll back you in." I go to turn the key and... Oh dear, Brendan, it doesn't seem to be going. Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah. No, I've put your jump starter kit in there because he borrowed my jump starter kit the other day. So this has been an ongoing issue because he tends to forget to turn his battery off in the boat and leaves things running. So we put the jump starter on there and got her going, and headed over to our destination. And then it was windy as, but we were in a little calm area, but there was a bit of swell wrapping around the point where we wanted to beach the boat.
Yep.
So it actually took a bit more of forethought than just ramming it onto the beach. I actually had to anchor and back the boat into the shallows and unload it, like we did when we were at Queensland.
So you anchored out and you had enough rope so you could just make it to the shore and push it back out, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So we did that, and then not much to talk about with the actual fishing, but it was actually really nice to be on the rocks fishing. It's something I'd be happy to do a bit more of in the future.
Yep.
And Suraj actually had a cracking snapper session there the other day where he got 5 or 6 big snapper. So
yeah, up to 80 centimetres, weren't they?
Yeah.
I love rock fishing. It's been a very, very long time since I've actually done it, but near those Phillip Island rocks, there's some cracking big silver trevally that can be taken off the rocks. I've also good friend of mine, Sean, who was from South Africa. When he came here about 12 years ago, he was really passionate about rock fishing back in South Africa, and he wanted to see what the Victorian rock fishing was all about. He actually went down to Punch Bowl rocks, which is the most dangerous, deadly rock platform. Did his research.
That's Death Mountain.
Yeah, he did his research and he went straight to that rock platform in early September, and he watched anglers on the rocks, bring in 5 kilo, 6 kilo, 7 kilo snapper. So there's some amazing rock fishing in Victoria if you don't want to die.
I thought you were going to say he wanted to try the rock fishing and he sucked and never did it again.
Well, he was good at rock fishing in South Africa. He's just come here and we've converted him to boats, but that's another story.
Africa. Yeah, Punch Bowl. That's I think the issue there is basically there's nowhere to run away when the waves come over the rocks. It just goes it's just like a big hill behind you, and you just get pummeled into the hill and washed into the water.
Have you ever fished off Punch Bowl?
No, don't really feel like dying.
No, I haven't either, Joey.
No?
I've heard stories about how good it is and that, but I just haven't ventured over there and just rather sit on a boat and catch nothing.
If anybody's listening to this, we'd love to know if you've actually fished off Punch Bowl before.
Yeah. Good one.
You catch some good stuff there, especially these days. You'd definitely be able to get tuna there at the right time of year.
Yeah, I've heard of people catching stripies and stuff off there before.
Striped tuna.
Yeah. Oh, not stripies, the other ones. What are they, bonitos or?
Bonito.
Yeah, something. I've heard something like that. You not heard that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Stripies, I'd probably...
Yeah, it's probably stripies.
There was heaps of striped tuna running through here a few years ago.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It was 2010. Dave, I think you were on board. You, myself, Brendan, down at Walkerville. Striped tuna.
Perhaps. I do recall that period where we had all those striped tuna coming through, and it seemed like the coolest thing ever to be catching any sort of tuna out of here.
Yep. We caught a whole heap off Lake's Entrance one year, off the rigs there.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I've seen him and last time I've seen him. So.
That doesn't really count, though.
No.
Lake's Entrance is like a proper tuna area.
Doesn't count.
Anyway, where was I with my story? The fishing side. I got one nice squid off the rocks.
Oh, wow.
We only got there just in time before it got dark, so I had like 5 casts of the squid jig. Hooked up a nice squid, landed him on the rocks, felt like a real hero. Cut him up, put him out for snapper bait, and then not one touch on our snapper rods. But what was cool was where we were, was where all the fairy penguins were waddling up the shore. Yep. So we were just surrounded by all these cute little fairy penguins.
Ah, yes.
Coming home for the night.
Yes, I saw lots of Brendan's photos. He thought he was some kind of genius photographer.
David Attenborough.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see, though.
Another thing I questioned you on when I asked you about your fishing trip is when you go land-based fishing, depending on your location, it can be better to go on low tide or high tide. Like, it'd be interesting to know that particular location where you're at. Is it better on the low and the high tide? Like, example, Jams are up down off Lang Lang there. I know low tide, you can sort of cast your bait all the way into the channel.
On a high tide, you're casting into 20 centimetres of water.
Exactly.
Well, actually, when Suraj went to this spot originally, it was a low tide, but it was a tide change around sunset. So we had a high tide change this time around sunset, and we kind of figured that maybe the tide change in the sunset would be enough to get the fish going. But, absolutely no action compared to what he had last time.
Maybe it was just a fluke fish coming into the entrance there.
Well, it could be a time of year thing. It could be like maybe the main sort of biomass of snapper coming into Western Port were sort of there in that early part of the season. And, where are they now, guys?
Oh, exactly, yeah. Not on our boat or our eskies.
No. Well, I've got so that's basically the end of that story, except once again, had to jumpstart the motor of the boat to get home again that night. But
it's funny you say the jumpstart thing, because last night I met Brendan down at the ramp and our tinnies again, and I'd launch and I went to help him out. And he couldn't even find the bungs, and they were there straight away. And anyway, we put the bungs in, and I jumped in the boat. Okay, I'll just jump in and launch it for you. And I trimmed the motor down and just went, and he just yells at me, "Oh, great. You just used the last of the battery, trimming the motor down."
Oh, no. That you don't have a very big battery reserve when that's all you got left in the tank.
Okay, what do you mean? Hang on. Yep, nothing. Anyway, I open up the battery and there's your jump starter pack, like already on the battery. All I had to do was like flick it on.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, no. I'll never get that back.
It was
now.
like upside down and just the alligator clips are on it.
So anyway, it sounds like Brendan needs a new battery. If there's any battery suppliers out there that want to help the man out so that I can get my jumpstart kit back, that would be ideal.
I love the good jump starter kit, super cheap auto.
Well, they are a very good safety option to have on your boat. If by chance you do run out of power in your batteries, you've always got that backup.
But the thing is, Brendan has like 3 or 4 batteries on that boat where he could just set up a system where he could just, put Anderson plugs into it and, make that start the boat. But anyway, I don't think he's thought about that. But
no, well, he might think about it now.
Yep.
Hey, is it time to talk about a top 5?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Got a bit more catching up to do.
Okay.
So, a couple of episodes ago when we had Joe on, we were talking about spider crabs.
Oh, yes, the spider crabs.
So, Jonah's given me a spider crab update because we were trying to work out why they are coming to Port Phillip like the red tide.
Yep.
And also, Joe was saying that when he caught a spider crab and tried to eat it, it had no meat in it when he snapped its leg off.
Yeah.
So, Jonah has said to us, this is Jonah, our fisheries friend, fisheries scientist.
Tasmanian scientist, yep.
From Tasmania. He said that they aggregate inshore to molt. And that's why they had no meat in them, because when they come in to do that, they have not much meat. When they're offshore, they're full of meat.
Yeah, right.
So what you're saying is we need to go offshore
Oh yeah,
to
Joe.
catch spider crabs.
You got to go real deep. Get
Oh.
yourself some offshories.
How deep?
I don't
Probably
know.
like 600 meters.
I didn't really follow up on that.
Oh.
But another interesting little aside to that was I was perusing the socials this week, and I saw a really cool article by the Australian, I think it is,
Yeah.
about these the March of the Red Crabs. If you want to switch to my phone there, Adrian.
Yeah.
Yep. So from the Australian story, the March of the Red Crabs is underway on Christmas Island.
Yep.
So the beaches and streets of Christmas Island are turning red as tens of millions of baby crabs emerge from the ocean and make their way into the jungle. So there's a little video there playing. But let's get out of that video. Boring.
Yeah.
Here we go.
feel like that's
These
an
are the
annual
photos
event.
I was looking for. So they're on their move from the forest to the coastline. Christmas Island National Park staff spend months preparing for the migration each year, erecting temporary barriers along the roadsides to funnel crabs towards specifically constructed crab bridges. Crab bridges, Adrian.
Yeah, that's crazy. I definitely feel like I've seen that in like a David Attenborough thing before. Like
So they fully come onto the land and go into the forest.
yeah, that's absolutely crazy.
Look at this. Go back. Look at this. A bridge. A crab bridge. Crazy.
Have you seen those coconut crabs? They're like land crabs as well. but
Yeah, they
they're
actually
huge.
live on the land. Yeah.
Yeah, they're huge.
They're massive.
Yeah.
And apparently they're actually a bit dangerous.
Really?
They got like massive claws on them.
I feel like they would be good to eat because they're so big, but maybe not because they're land crabs.
Yeah.
Do
They taste like coconuts.
Okay.
They're known to walk off with baby humans.
Yeah,
No,
right.
No, I just made that up. One thing I'd like to bring up, Adrian,
Yeah,
this
what are
week,
you going to bring up?
switching gear here, is
Yeah.
you got in a fight with another fishing social media entity.
I got in a fight.
Well, apparently,
That sounds a bit controversial.
Brooksy,
Oh,
I don't know if people
no.
know of Brooksy, put up a photo on Insta about making a bit of a claim.
Yeah.
Well,
You made a claim.
do you want to explain, Adrian?
Well, basically, I screenshotted his post. It said, possibly the first marlin selfie, underwater selfie.
Yep.
And I screenshot it, sent you guys. I go, as if did that in like 2015.
Which you did.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
actually feels like an eternity ago these days.
Yeah.
So, what, nearly 7 years ago?
It's either 2015 or 16, one of those years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
I remember having my GoPro Hero 4 Silver. That's how long ago it was, number 4, guys. And on a big Go pole and took this selfie. I don't know if we can find it.
Well, do you want me to find it? Or have you already found it?
No, I haven't found it yet.
So, we're talking about being under the water with a live marlin with a selfie pole and taking a photo. I've got it up on my phone if you want to switch over there, Adrian.
Yeah, so there it is there.
There it is.
How cool.
We have to post evidence on the YouFish Insta.
So here we go. We've got Froth Cafe here. We'll click on him.
Was that it? When was that?
And this is what he wrote. Possibly the world's first underwater marlin selfie. And it goes blah, blah, blah. No, we have one from 2015. And
We took the bait.
Spear.
yeah, we took the bait and then, yeah, they didn't like it. And we basically came up with...
It's possible he was trying to promote a bit of conversation, though, Adrian.
Yeah, I think so. But, yeah, we
Anyway.
didn't show our cards all at once and then we went bang, bang, bang. And I was like, shit, he
Yeah.
does have one.
Yeah, you're a real groundbreaker in the field of underwater marlin photography. So,
Not really. I just wanted to jump in with him and get a photo.
When was that? Jarvis Bay?
No, that was off Tathra, actually,
Awesome.
that one.
What a great fishery.
Yeah. Have you ever launched off Tathra there?
I haven't. All I know about Tathra is I've jumped off the pier there
Yeah.
very reluctantly.
It's like this beautiful
like
little
a-
rock, oasis, and there's an
Yeah.
old slipway that's like like so steep. It's like this. It's like I can't believe they used to pull boats down that little slipway.
Fun fact for you
Yeah.
is the IGFA Southern Bluefin tuna caught off Tathra, 164 kilos.
What's this?
Actually,
tuna?
I do remember that. Yeah.
Is that tuna?
Southern Bluefin,
Yeah.
that's an IGFA record, 164 kilos off Tathra.
Back in 2011, I reckon.
That's crazy because you often see when the big bluefin run off Birmingham and Eden really wide there off the second shelf there. You see the commercial boats with trunked tuna weighing like 160 kilo. Imagine if those were caught on line and reel. That
Yeah.
thing would weigh like 200 kilo.
I'm so impressed Joseph had an accurate fishing fact. So that's the Southern Bluefin, I think 37 or 24 kilo record. Can't remember which one.
We've seen a lot of 140, 120s. Look, I wasn't a part of this particular bite, but I do recall back in 2015 or 2016 that awesome bite that happened off Port MacDonald.
It was everywhere actually.
Yeah, but did you guys see any fish that might have been
Yep.
160?
Yeah. I saw a few.
2016, I reckon I dropped a 180 kilo one.
Yeah, we've discussed that before.
Nah.
For someone who doesn't want to talk about it again, you keep bringing it up every week.
No, I'm just saying, an
Yeah,
IGFA record, 164 kilos. Yep, you've got to be registered. You have to be part of the International Game Fishing Association. There was an epic Southern Bluefin bite off Port MacDonald. I was wondering if...
Well, yeah, some people just don't claim the records. So I know Brad Parkinson got it one. Well, I think it was about 164.
Yeah, crazy.
I think Aaron Crookholm got one about 160 from memory, and Fridge Albella and his mates, they got a 178 kilo, which was not off Port MacDonald. In fact, those previous two were off Portland, and the 178 was off Beachport in South Australia.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
incredible.
cool.
So South Australia's like the home to the big fish, basically.
Yeah, except the first two I just mentioned were in Victoria.
But 100. What the 174 was?
No, the 178 was South Australia.
Yeah,
The other two were Portland.
yeah, that's crazy. Portland's basically South Australia. Let's be honest.
No,
It's on the border.
they can't have it.
They can't have it.
It's Victoria. It's on our side of the border. It's Victoria.
Fair enough.
Also, I think it's like the first Victorian settlement. Little fun fact for you.
Really?
Yeah,
The first Victorian settlement.
I believe.
I'm gonna have to fact check you there.
Seems to
Oh,
be
God.
a popular shipping route.
Good one, Joe.
Yeah.
Popular shipping route, everyone.
What for timbers?
Yeah.
All right.
For toothpicks.
So-
Moving along.
All right, we've covered all the popular shipping routes. So we can either throw over to Joey's top 5, or I've got a couple of viewer questions, Adrian.
You got a couple of you. Well, I was going to talk about something. I've been researching Joey. Just typed his name in Google here. He's not. He's.
I
getting
sense
a
a
bit
stitch. I sense a stitch upcoming.
Oh, here we go.
Well, Joey was a reality TV star. If you don't want to believe it,
Can you get off your phone, mate?
I'm getting ready for my top 5 later on.
You as well, Adrian. We're doing it before.
Yeah. Well,
Just
I'm about to show you guys Joey's debut reality TV.
A younger Joey.
A younger Joey. So here he is here.
yes.
My name's Joey, I'm 25 and I work in the music industry. People assume as a musician that I play up a lot, but I'm totally not that sort of guy. I'm looking for love and I'm looking for someone to share.
Oh my God! Look at that smile,
Oh,
guys. Have a
you-
look at that cheesy smile.
Beautiful little man.
That is.
Look at the fringe. She's got the hair straightener out.
If only Love Island was a thing back
Yeah.
in 2000.
Love Island. So you'd do that one. Well,
That's basically what you were on, except a lower budget. They couldn't afford an island, so they got a house.
yeah.
A house with a dark room.
So Joey's basically mingling with the lads here. So
Hey, there's
we're
a
gonna-
lot of technology that involves in a dark room.
Yes.
So
Turn the lights
Joey,
off.
tell me a bit about this reality. Like you've just decided you'd go, yes, I'm gonna go dating in the dark.
Look, back in the day, there was Australian Idol, was a popular reality
Yep.
TV show. Then there was Big Brother, where both shows, heavily the producers and the judges control the outcome. And then you had Foxtel's Dating in the Dark, 8 p.m. on Tuesday night at Fox 8.
Foxtel.
Yeah.
Must be nice to be so wealthy.
Look-
Foxtel.
Look, I planned it pretty well. I said, look, if I did go on a reality TV show, it would be on an expensive network that not too many people watch. And then maybe it'll just slide under the radar and no one will have seen it.
Yes. Fast forward however many years it's been. It's now on YouTube, free to everyone to watch.
Exactly. So we're going to watch Joey's journey because it's quite funny. Here he is here with the lads.
Yeah, I like Sasha. Yeah, she's got a Mediterranean sounding voice. I really dig that.
I don't even like beer. What am I doing with the beer?
One too.
Both like Sasha.
And
I hate pure blonde.
Yeah, I think Louise might have been my favourite. I don't even really know why, but she'd probably be my top pick thus far.
If you could choose someone now, who would it be?
Joey.
It might be Joey, I think.
All right,
Spear.
Joey.
Spear.
You got someone who's picture here, Joey. Let's see if you take her on a date, shall we? He's drinking that wine down. He's a bit nervous here.
She's not your wife today, so I assume it didn't go well.
Well, let's find out what happens here.
Oh,
Jeez, he's got the timestamps and everything. Like,
Yeah.
This is a proper stitch up.
All right, here we go. So Joey's asked her on a date after she said she liked him. So let's suss her out.
Also, it's a bit concerning.
Her name's
Got like
cute.
a baby face.
I do have a bit of a baby face.
Oops. Sorry. Nice.
He's gone for the kill
Oh
here.
my gosh. Am I reliving this? Shit.
Blimey.
There you go.
There you go. Got my taste.
It's not rooting in the dark.
All right, Joey. So what went for your mind through your mind just then? You got like 3 or 4 girls to date there, and you've gone for the kill straight away.
Well, remember when I said I like dating in the dark because I felt like the contestant controlled the outcome? Well, I had no control of that particular outcome at that particular point in time.
Yeah.
Please tell me you've got the interview there, Adrian.
The interview.
After this kissing incident.
Well, we can see what happens from here. Everyone ready to watch?
Yep.
Hell's yeah.
Cute wasn't a bad kisser, but I felt a little bit attacked in the dark.
Oh, crap.
Oh!
Why did I do that?
How was it?
Oh, it's awesome.
Tell us the dirt. What happened?
Okay, there might have been a kiss or two.
And who initiated the kiss?
I did.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna have high hopes.
Oh, yeah. So I'll get frisky in the dark, shall
You
we?
girls are gonna have fun. I guess your turn, Missy.
Oh, God. See if I'll go get frisky in the dark.
Louise was next to the dark room after Joey invited her.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, Joey. So
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I really wanted to see the post-kiss interview where Joe describes how he felt like she attacked him and said it's not dating in the dark.
Well, I
more
couldn't-
like something else in the dark.
I couldn't
Look, do
actually,
you know what springs to mind? Like when back then when that particular person kissed me, like have you guys ever seen Alien versus Predator? When when like the alien, it opens their mouth and then another head comes out and then another mouth opens up and then another head.
Oh my God, poor cute.
So she just had this tongue that just went right inside you, basically.
Oh yeah, it went straight to the core.
So what you're saying, it was not consensual kissing. You look like you were getting into it.
He was.
I feel like
It wasn't
in that
just
moment,
a 1 second kiss. That
Yeah.
was like a
You
full on
bashed.
10 seconds.
you didn't try and stop it. Unlike this other girl that you tried to kiss.
Are we gonna go,
Definitely seemed to
are we gonna
stop you.
relive? Are we gonna relive everything that's happened?
No.
No, not really. We just
Come on,
wanted-
this is a fishing podcast.
No, well,
Oh,
we
it's
got you as a guest, and we go. You type your name in Google, and it comes up on the
We're just
internet.
trying to...
saying
No,
that you
nothing
dated in the
about
dark.
successful real estate agent. Nothing about musician. That comes up.
Kissed
No,
a girl
yes.
on a reality TV show.
Yeah, basically.
There you go.
That's more interesting anyway, Joe.
Yes, it is.
Viewer questions, boys?
Yeah, sure. What do you got
There's a
for
few.
us?
So there's only a couple, so they won't take long to run through here.
Yep.
So we've had Luke Doge on Instagram.
Right.
How many kilometers do you guys rock up on a day on the troll? So I think he's talking about trolling for
Bit of-
tuners.
Bit of engine stat.
Yeah, I
Engine
don't.
stats.
Not much of a stats man.
Depends. if you just go on searching or you know where the fish are, I guess.
Yeah. So basically, what we do, talking mostly locally, actually anywhere, when we don't know exactly where the fish are, we just kind of drive around like madmen until we see something that's interesting enough to stop on. So sometimes we don't say anything and we end up driving for kilometers and kilometers. So I'd say if I went for the average day, I would say we probably do a good, on average, probably 100K round trip.
I reckon that's if you know where the fish are.
Yeah. Oh, well, that depends how close they are.
Yeah.
But on a real big searching day, sometimes we'll do 170, 180K for the day. Easily.
Even in my little tinny, I reckon we did 160 one day.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think recently I did like over 200.
Yeah. Well, you went all the way to Wilson's Prom, I think. Sandy Point or whatever.
Yeah.
You
so,
did. It's crazy.
There's no point stopping if there's nothing to stop on. You may as well burn that bit of extra fuel. Because if you find the fish and you get the glory moment, then it's worth the extra Ks.
I think as well with the local tuna, there's not so much stuff to hold them there unless there's bait present. You know what I mean? There's not like you go down to Portland and whatnot. Okay, there's reefs, there's baits that inhabit those sort of bits and pieces. There's nothing to hold stuff here.
Yeah, they can move around pretty quick. So
exactly, yeah.
All right, so yeah, so about it's a very broad question, but between
anything from
between 80 to in my boat anyway with the V8 between 80 to 180 200K.
Yeah, easy.
A big run.
Yep.
All right, so we've got another one from serial questioner Jonah.
Oh, Jonah, the fisheries officer.
So this is the one that I'll put to you two and then back to myself.
Okay.
If you could only fish for one fish for the rest of your life, what would it be? Adrian, go.
Oh, that's really tough. You put me on the spot here.
Go.
Honestly, I really enjoyed Murray cod fishing. Yes.
I'm shocked.
Yes, you should be shocked here,
I'm
Dave.
shook.
No, honestly, you just cruise around with the electric on, just casting at trees and snags and stuff, and it's just so relaxing. Like, I love tuna fishing and marlin fishing, but when you come into the ramp and have dinner and stuff, you feel beaten up, like you've been beaten up by Iron Mike, and he's just giving you a haymaker, basically.
This is just telling me that you're getting old.
Basically.
I kind of get it.
Yeah. How good is it just cruising on the calm, flat waters and just flicking surface lures and it's
not
just
catching anything whatsoever.
Yeah, but you don't get sore. It's relaxing.
Yeah, no, it is.
You have like all the bird like eagles and all that. The kites just whistling at you, and beautiful scenery.
Oh, fair enough.
What about you, Joey? What could you fish for?
I haven't actually caught this particular fish that I'm about to say, but look, I would love to have a hand at catching giant GTs.
Oh, yes.
I absolutely love that. We see so much media come through on our socials and through a couple of extended friend networks, but the giant GT, that would be an amazing fish to catch.
So you're talking about catching the giant trevally?
Yes.
So you're going with a fish you've never caught in your life as the one you want to catch for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
What if that first capture's not as enjoyable as you'd hoped and you're stuck with it forever?
No, I'd be happy with it. I've seen enough footage on YouTube. I think it'd be awesome.
I've caught two in my life. One this big and one this big.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, I have caught one. Sorry. I have caught one, and it was only a little tacker, but I can imagine how the big ones would go. I caught a little one up on a jig up in Cairns. I was fishing with an awesome charter operator, Eco Sports Fisher.
Yeah.
I'm sure
was
he's
that
not
with Fergie?
No, Fergie gave me the contact.
Yep.
But when fishing with Eco Sports Fisher, close to New Year's Eve, and we were jigging on the offshore reefs, and just on a little 20, 30 gram jig, it was only 6 or 7 kilos, but that was enough to say, hey, I'd love to get one on a popper, a big one.
Yeah. So I got my two small ones on poppers, and it was bloody awesome seeing them just take it on the surface.
Off the rocks.
How's the take?
Yes, off the rocks too. Yeah, yep. Oh, bloody amazing! Like, just I was about a meter. My lure was about a meter from the rocks, and I just turned around and because I got swiped and turned around. Next minute, he's just grabbed it and.
And another thing, Adrian, we're the same heritage. Got Mauritian blood. I would love to catch a GT in Mauritius, just with that scenery, on the inshore reefs there.
Well, my brother's tried there. There's these big black GTs there that just stay in the beach there, and he goes, you can chuck everything at them, and they won't eat anything.
They're smart.
They're so used to humans.
They're probably like people's pets.
Yeah, basically, and they know they can tell what's a lure and what's a real.
So Kiz has been.
Do you know the place in Mauritius?
Oh, I'll have to ask Kieran what it was called.
Los de Santos.
No,
it's
like Spanish.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, well, yeah, GTs are cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, my turn. All right, I'm just gonna say I really like marlin fishing. Adrian,
I could do that.
Yeah.
Forever.
Beautiful weather. Usually not too far of a run in the boat, about 20 to 40k.
Well, that depends where you launch from. If you go out at lakes, it's like 60.
But
okay.
Yeah, nice summer days. Just a bit more of it's action packed, but it's not as high stakes as some of the other stuff we do.
Yeah.
And when that visual seeing marlin on bait balls or come up on your teaser or whatever, and then when you hook them, they're just insanely beautiful creatures.
Even if you're down rigging with your rigger, not down rigging, but with a sinker or floating, whatever.
Dropping baits.
Yeah, dropping baits on them. And you just watch your rigger just pop and hear that clip and you're like, we're on, boys.
Yep.
It's just so amazing.
Yeah, and then the line angles up and they just go nuts on the surface and then you let them go and there's no mess on the boat and you go into the pub.
Yeah, beautiful.
So
bloody awesome.
That's my style of fishing. So, yeah, not too many questions today, boys. That's quick, short and sharp. That's what we had.
Yeah, no, good questions from Jonah and who else was it?
Luke.
Luke.
On Insta.
Good one, Luke.
So, I think, Joe, if you wouldn't mind getting off your phone, I'd like to throw to your very own segment.
So, Dave's written a song for him, so...
Yeah, we've pre-recorded an intro.
Yeah.
Let her rip.
Here we go, guys.
Joey knows stuff. He'll make a list for you. Really interesting stuff. It'll be worth the view. Listen to Joe run from number 5 to number 1. Woo!
Well, thanks for that intro, Dave. That was absolutely beautiful.
It was pre-recorded, as you can tell. But
Absolutely. Look, my top 5 this week, it's going to be a group top 5, but we're going to be talking about our top 5 roadside fishing meals.
Oh, so basically when we're on the road going fishing and stuff, we're talking about our greatest meals we've ever had, basically.
Road trip meals, basically.
Yeah, road trip meals. And there's also been some pretty funny experiences that have gone along with that particular food. So for number 5, we're going to throw straight across to Dave.
Dave.
Well, this is... the food was pretty good, but
yeah,
we're not specifically talking about the best food, more the best experiences surrounding the food. So me and Adrian and Suraj were up at Jervis Bay.
Yeah,
and Suraj being of part Indian heritage.
Suraj came with you to Jervis Bay.
Yeah.
He wanted to catch a marlin.
Yeah.
And we go, all right, we'll catch you a marlin.
He caught 2. He loved it. And yeah, it was a funny trip. Well, you talked about it on one of the other podcasts, but obviously you don't listen, so you don't care. But so he wanted to throw it up from the usual pub fare that you have on fishing trips, and he wanted to take us to the local Indian restaurant, which he'd done some research on Google and
TripAdvisor.
Yeah. And
he basically wanted to go out for dinner, and he looked at his phone and looked for the top stars of Indian restaurants. So he goes, we go to this one.
Joe's trying to give me more one. I got to drive home, mate.
Yeah.
So we went out to this Indian restaurant, and because Suraj had been looking up the restaurant on whatever it is, the food Google thing, it had a photo of the chef, the guy that owned the restaurant on there.
The proprietor.
Yeah, the proprietor. And when we went in there, Suraj was like starstruck because you could see this guy and he'd seen the guy on the internet.
Oh, no.
Like the owner of the Quickie Mart.
Yeah. And he's looking at the guy and the guy's like, why is this thinking, he's probably thinking, why is this guy looking at me? And Suraj is like, oh, you're famous.
Wait. Is that a bit like the Coming to America moment with Eddie Murphy and the guy at the basketball game is just like, oh my gosh, this is the king of Zamunda.
Yeah, I think it is a bit like that. So he goes, oh, hang on. So he gets his phone up, goes to the page, pulls up the photo of the guy, and he goes, look, it's you. And he shows the guy the photo of himself, and the guy's like, yes,
Wow.
that is the website for my company, and I am on it.
Yes.
So it was a funny moment, and then food was all right, not bad food. Suraj ordered us all the ones that he liked the most, and
Yeah. The funny thing is when you go to an Indian restaurant, the meals come in like these little copper and brass dishes, and they look, I guess, small, but when you start eating them, they actually fill you up. So when they came to the table,
Very,
Suraj was like,
very
"Ooh."
rich and dense, aren't
Yeah,
they?
and he's like, "Oh, do we need to order more, boys?" I'm like, "Up to you, Suraj."
come to think of it, it might be why I had to do a boat poo the next day.
Yes,
That actually happened. Yep. So
That's
5.
number 5. So Indian in Jervis Bay.
Not bad food. Very funny experience.
Awesome. Look, I got to say, at number 4, one of it's a newly found favourite.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's a 2021 favourite.
2021.
But I recently introduced Dave and Brendan to a Porto at Little River.
Oh wow, they'd never had a Porto.
They'd never, because normally on the way down to the west coast, there's Hungry Jack's and a Porto, but usually we're
and
rolling.
the big fruiter. Nope.
Yeah. Usually we're rolling at outside courtesy hours time, so a Porto's usually closed. But on this particular roll, a Porto was open, and I said, Dave, Benny, have you had it before? They said, no, we haven't. I said,
Prepare yourselves, boys.
You had not had it, Dave.
Yeah, for the interest of keeping this story interesting, I had never had it
Oh, shit.
in my life.
Well, look, you might have not had what I suggested for you to order. So we had a Bondi burger, which
Yeah.
is 2
Ooh.
crumb chicken fillets with a special chili sauce. Not too hot, just kind of middle of the road, like acceptable for everyone to eat.
Yeah.
Double Bondi burger with chili sauce, cheese, and avocado.
So I think that's where you went wrong. You got to go the triple Bondi with extra chili.
Well, look, this is the beauty of the Bondi. You can actually go from single right up to quadruple.
Oh yes.
I haven't told Benny. I said, mate, you just want to just get a pound of chicken into you. And he's like, don't be silly, Joey.
A pound of chicken.
Look, when you're driving down to the West Coast on a tuna mission, you don't have time to stop at a proper eatery, and you want something a little bit better than the normal fast food crap. It's pretty delicious.
Joey, I actually lived on that little river, a Porto for a bit, because I was building the new prisons up there, like new stuff there. So it was always on the way.
How good's a Porto? It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I lived on those shops.
A little bit more expensive, must be said, but
Really?
you pay for the quality.
The chicken's good.
Yeah.
Look, it's not like highway robbery, like, I'm just going to say it, Nando's.
Well, you can't say that.
I love Nando's.
I like Nando's.
Yeah, what are you saying?
I like Nando's, but it's quite expensive.
Get him, Adrian.
I'll get you.
Yep, good call.
Hey, we've got...
That's number 4.
That's number 4. We've got number 3. We've got a special guest for number 3. We're not too sure if he's going to pick up his phone. He did mention... he's a tradesperson, and he did mention he's got some trucks bogged on site, but that sounds like just a normal excuse for this particular individual. We've got Andrew Pawsey at number 3, and he's going to talk about his favourite food on the road to a fishing destination. So, Adrian, can you see if you can strike up Pawsey for us?
I'm trying.
Well, you try and call him, Adrian, and I'll explain.
I'm trying. You can hear it ringing.
So
He won't answer because he'll think it's the someone.
a debt collector.
Yeah.
Well, I'll explain.
No,
Anyway.
he didn't answer.
Yeah, he's not going to answer. Stuff him.
I'll see if I can raise him on my phone.
Yeah.
Oh, give it up, mate.
That's all right. You keep talking, Dave.
So there's a little pub in a town called Glenelg, which is just over the Victorian border into South Australia.
That's the home of the mulloway, isn't it?
Heaps of mulloway in that river. Heaps of breams, perch. Beautiful little town. So the pub there, it's very distracting, Joe. So the pub there had this one main, like, the meal that was like up in lights on the board, like, dare ye attempt this meal.
Yeah.
And it was called the Thumper.
The Thumper.
The Thumper.
Yeah, right.
Which
What is the
Aussie
Thumper?
had talked up for bloody years about how good it is. And it was like this giant bit of steak.
Yeah.
And just your standard steak. So I finally went to go try it, and I really didn't rate it.
You didn't rate it.
So the reason we wanted to get Pawsey on was because I wanted him to defend why he thought that was worthy of all the praise that he was giving it. But when I got mine, it was overcooked and it was just nothing special. So
I'm pretty sure he's the one that told Winger to get the Buxton burger as well.
Yeah.
And Winger didn't rate that burger either. He goes, just a burger.
Yeah, it's not that good.
Yeah.
They try and put too much into it. They don't listen to Joe's burger tips of simplicity.
Just simple ingredients, but the way you put it together.
Made with love.
That's it.
So that went really well, Joe.
Yeah, so what's your number 2, Joey?
Number 2 was a meal that I still can I can still taste it to this day. 2016, trolling for giant bluefin tuna off Port Macdonald at Easter time, and our good friend Shane Lowry, he's a local down there, and he's also a very experienced diver. Managed to snaffle up a couple of beautiful rock lobsters, which he cracked open their carcasses and shredded their meat into the most delicious, succulent mayonnaise and buttered lobster rolls.
You were asking me about when I made lobster rolls the other week. You said, what did I put in them? Now I know why, because you got sucked into Larry's beautiful lobster rolls.
Oh, it was just brilliant. Look, he got like fresh little dinner rolls from the local bakery.
Yep.
And he put together these rolls, and they were just delicious. They were only just bite-sized. I couldn't help myself. I think there was only a quota of 2 per angler on the boat.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you ate mine. I never got any.
No. Weren't there some specially catered for you?
It was, because everyone's going to bloody carry on about this, but I don't eat butter on rolls.
Oh, you don't? What?
On rolls.
Butter?
I just find it adds a strange flavour. And I don't know why everyone has to get into me about it, because everyone hates different types of food, right?
Yeah. But butter is not a food that...
Yeah, but it's got a distinct flavour. I don't care what anyone says.
No, hang on. Is it margarine or butter? Because margarine, it tastes like plastic.
Hang on, guys. Comment now if you don't like butter, because I don't think we'll get any comments at all.
I like it as an ingredient.
Yep.
When I'm cooking things, I think it adds to the flavour.
What about
But just
duck
as
fat?
something on a roll, no. If you want to moisten the roll up, you can use avocado,
Mayonnaise,
or mayo, sriracha, Nando's, hot sauce.
Look, I'm just going to butt in right now. Anybody that's listening to this podcast, do yourself a favour and get yourself some freshly shredded lobster and get some fresh rolls and like your favourite mayonnaise or butter or seafood sauce, and you will have a good time.
Yep, I agree. You know what I did, Joey? I did the French brioche buns.
Oh,
and it was so amazing.
Oui.
Yes.
By the way, Joe, what are you wearing? We're not at the Brownlow.
I've just come straight from work. I wasn't even planning to come here tonight.
Sell $1 billion house.
Dave literally called me at 4:21 and he said, "Joe, we're pod dogging. Are you coming down?" I said, "Pah."
You know what? We asked Brendan come
Yes.
on last night, and he goes, "Yes, I got some nice things to say," and blah blah blah. Next minute at 4 o'clock, he sends a photo of him off Mornington fishing for squid.
It's
on his
disgraceful.
tinny.
Because we actually had another guest lined up too, and Brendan was so keen. I'm like, all right, well, we'll do Jace next week. And then next minute, he sends us a photo from the water. I'm like, well, I guess you're not coming.
Yeah.
Pig of a man. So
But Mornington squid, like I've got a feeling I know what he's up to, but like why is a Mornington squid better than a Western Port squid?
Because they're apparently
they
easy.
exist.
Yeah. Apparently you can get 10 in 10 casts. And that's the theory he goes with.
But they add up to 1.
Yeah.
So what's
That's
the
right.
point?
Yeah.
The fish don't care.
Nah, not really.
Well, if anything, Western Port fish would look at the pitiful little Mornington squid and be like, ugh.
Yeah.
Disgraceful.
I agree with that. Because when you catch a Western Port squid, you only need 1 or 2 big squid to last the tide on snapper.
Like, I'm just going to put it out there. I think I know what he's doing. He's going back to, don't quote me on the year, but, early 2000s, DVD, great. I was going to say great silver submarines. How about Secret Silver?
Basically, yeah. Everyone who's listening, all our 20 followers, yep, that's what he's doing.
Getting some $100 bills.
Going back to old values, Joe.
Yeah.
Because nothing else is working. No, I got to give him props. He's been going bloody hard on the mile away, and I think he's about due, and hopefully he gets one on his next trip.
He's about due.
He's about due fish for a mile away.
Yeah.
Very good.
Number 2 coming up, Joe.
No. That was number 2.
Oh, the lobster rolls.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
we're still doing.
I've got to admit, Joe, they are one of my favourite meals after Haley made them for me a couple of weeks ago. So
lobster rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah, I loved it.
Awesome.
I'll do it again.
Without the butter.
Well, it's almost Christmas time.
Coincidentally, like
Yeah.
garlic and butter, crayfish, love it.
Yep, and the Moreton Bay bugs too, which Joey thought were disgusting on stage.
No, I like Moreton Bay bugs.
No, that was
was that Balmain bugs that you didn't like?
It was a Western Port Bay bug.
Oh,
we're still pretty passionate about this lobster roll. Look, isn't it like lobster season? Like
yeah,
nowish?
it's open now.
About to open.
I know males you can catch right now, but females is soon. Is it? Or females you can never
You
catch.
can never catch.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
no, you can, just not when they're in berry.
Yeah. So I think males are open now, and females in a week or so. I'll have to look at the dates.
I don't know.
Hey, anybody that's listening, let us know
Yeah.
if you go lobster fishing, because I know Dave does a little bit of it. He's got a snoober on board.
A snoober.
What's a snoober?
You got a
You're
snoober,
talking
Dave.
about the air compressor,
Yeah,
the
you're like,
hooker.
oh yeah, I've got a snoober.
the hooker.
It's a hooker, mate.
A hooker, that's the one. Sorry,
I was
snoober.
like, what's a snoober?
Oh well, I've done it a few times with mates, but I'm currently under ownership of our mate Reese Kennedy's compressor, which he thought he's had it for years, and he's got like this really mint set up one, and he never, because he's always busy with work and stuff, he never got it fully set up. So I think he thought if he just gave it to me, I'd bloody like be the caretaker for it,
Yeah.
get it all ready to go, and we'd actually go diving. But no, it's just been sitting in my shed for like 3 years.
Yeah. So it's going to be just like normally you've got oxygen that comes on a air compressor that goes down a giant hose. It's going to be like that episode of The Simpsons where somebody takes the hose down there and it's just like, do 50 tugs if you found a lobster.
Yes.
That's what you do, Joe.
Do 51 tugs if you've actually caught a lobster.
Yeah.
Oh, he's caught a lobster.
I lost count. Was he up to 50 or 51? Apparently there was a bloody great white off Flinders the other day anyway.
No,
so.
you're
that
joking.
was when the tuna were. I think it was
No,
June,
this was
wasn't it?
like last week. Chris Cassar saw it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so good luck, lobsterers.
Yep.
Most people aren't really worried.
I don't know if it was great.
I still wish there was a
May
way
have
that
been white.
I don't know if it was a great white, but it was definitely a good white.
Yeah.
So watch out for the good whites.
and maybe you guys know a little bit about this more than me, but I've quite often said when we're doing 160 kilometers going tuna fishing, like, why can't you just drop a couple of crayfish traps in the morning and then come and pick them up on the way home?
Yeah, because it's illegal.
Yeah. We're not in Tasmania where you can own lobster cages and stuff.
We can only use horribly ineffective witches' hats traps here, Joe, and you have to hold on to them.
Yep.
Check them every 20 minutes in the hope that you happen to pull it up at the exact moment a crayfish is walking over the top of it.
Oh, let's get some of them then.
I've just told you how shit they are.
Yeah, and you have to.
Yeah, but I want to eat lobster rolls. I'm hungry.
The thing with
Why don't we
fishing
just
in
go diving?
The thing with fishing in Victoria, you can't actually leave your rods or gear. Once you do that, it's it's illegal.
Set one.
Yeah.
Whereas in Tassie,
Yep.
do whatever you want.
You can run drag nets and stuff, can't
Oh, mate, gill nets, they set bloody...
you?
They're allowed to set long lines offshore, like
I'm
set
living-
lines.
I'm living in the wrong state for food.
Yeah. If you want to collect seafood down there, you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Hey, we better just round this top 5 segment off to number 1.
Oh, number 1. Here we go.
Go.
Number 1. Apollo Bay. I'm going to say it was 2012. And
11.
It was 11. No,
Dave's just correct.
No, it was definitely 2011. It was during the Apollo Bay barrel bite. And Josh and Pawsey had taken us out on their brand new imported trophy, which is a type of sports fishing boat from America. Center console, beautiful big deep V with a couple of nice Mercuries on the back, the saltwater series. Anyways,
Oh, God, how much fuel did they use? Hell of a lot.
Look, the fishing wasn't very good. We came back in early and, we were absolutely starving and put the boat on the trailer. We headed back to, where was it? I think it was it Lorne or Torquay?
Well, I wasn't there, but I've heard this story so many times. I think it was probably Lorne.
It was Lorne. We pulled the boat into a really, really nice pub bistro, absolutely bustling.
The one on the hill there.
Yeah, that's exactly the one.
The one that's got the
sucks.
Yeah. No, actually, I had a really good Palmer there a couple of years ago, but it was during, when the off-peak season, I guess.
Look,
it was probably good.
We'd arrived at about 2:00 during the middle of the lunch service. We're seeing beautiful meals. Like, the place smelled absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
We've got a table for 4 blokes. We've all picked up a menu. We've all selected which food we were going to have. The waiters come to the table to take our order, and literally everybody had ordered their meal. And then Brendan, who was with the fishing party, he was the 4th angler to order his meal.
Oh, no.
And Brendan went to order a steak of some sort. Might have been an eye fillet, might have been a rump, might have been a Scotch fillet, one of them. But
He's just naming every steak.
yeah,
What about T-bone?
it was definitely, it could have been a T-bone. But his very specific requirement was a steak with garlic butter.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, I think you can order garlic butter on the side just about any pub, I think.
The waiter looked at him with shock horror. He said, he said, sir, we don't do garlic butter.
Oh, no, you don't say that. You do
We
not
don't
say that.
we don't do garlic butter,
Joey.
sir. And then Brendan was just like really, really confused. He said, he's like, can you give me the camera for a second? He was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So you've got a cash register? And the guy was like, yeah. Okay. You got a kitchen? It's like, yeah. You've got the ingredients, the raw ingredients of garlic and butter? He said, yeah. He's like, why can't I have it? He goes, oh, sorry, sir, there's not a button for it.
Oh,
There's
no.
not a button for the garlic
no.
butter option.
Is there
Oh, God.
Is there a garlic button, though?
Yeah. Look, I'm going to round this story right off now. Brendan went into a white rage and he says, we're not eating here. And Pawsey, Josh and myself, absolutely starving our asses off, hadn't eaten a freaking thing all day. We just looked at Brendan like, are you effing serious?
Bloody hell, Brendan.
Needless to say, we didn't eat there, but we remembered that experience forever.
You know
Well,
what, Joey? This is quite
Yes.
funny because I feel like we've all had this same experience on fishing trips with Brendan.
We find this quite familiar, don't we,
Yes,
Adrian?
Very
At
familiar.
a particular establishment that doesn't have a specific food requirement.
Yes.
Well, we were in Portland and we thought, you know what? We're going to go to the fancy restaurant, the one next to the pub. And we sat down and we perused the menu and we selected the steak.
Yep.
And just as we were ready to order, we'd finished our orders and Brendan just goes, yeah, I'll have garlic butter with that, please. And the lady informed him that that wasn't available. And wow.
Yeah.
Oh no. I can just picture it. I wasn't there, but I can just picture what happened.
Yes, quite the adverse reaction. And
I think
we were forced to take our patronage to the pub next door.
I think,
no.
Yeah, I think she actually kicked everyone out. Because Rodney was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, Rodney, yeah.
Because Rodney's brought this story up with me a few times, and he's still embarrassed by the situation.
Was Rodney on board?
Yeah.
What?
No, I wasn't there. Rodney told me.
Yeah,
about
you
this
weren't
story.
there. I
No.
was
Yeah.
just going to say, I don't remember fishing with you back then.
No. Rodney told me this story, and he's still quite embarrassed of it. So
Yeah, so we'd already placed our orders, and we were quite happy with our selections. So to get dragged next door to the inferior restaurant
yeah.
was a little bit of a hit.
Look, I didn't think garlic butter was such a sought after condiment.
No, it's not.
I got to say, garlic is probably one of Brendan's favourite ingredients because we've had a lot of garlic things. So yeah.
I'm trying to see how many minutes we're up to, but I nearly just broke all the equipment. Hit the all right, so Joey's top 5 food countdown complete.
Yep, well done.
Hit the outro, Adrian.
Boom.
It's the same thing, isn't
Do it again. Joey knows stuff. He'll make a list for you. Really interesting stuff. It'll be worth the view. Listen to Joe run from number 5 to number 1. Woo!
There you go. There it is, fellas.
Yep, you can add that to your list of amazing vocal talents you've worked with, Joe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I guess that's kind of a wrap for this week.
Yeah. Well,
We covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, we did.
I had a little game lined up, but we've already run over an hour.
Yep. Save that for next week, Dave.
All right, I will.
All right, it was great having you again, Joey, and
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
thanks for popping in again.
Thanks for saving us after Brendan screwed us over.
Oh, that's all right. Pleasure, guys. And yeah, it's time for some dinner.
And those snappers are going to bite this week, boys, so be prepared. Next week, we have glory photos.
Yep.
Dave, I hope you're taking me to a pub that's got garlic butter.
Oh, shit.
All right. Good night.